Going live. We're going live. And we're live. Finale of Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. Maybe I should record this so I can edit it. Agents of S.h.i.e.l.d. Final finale. The end. So, but we heard the other day that they are going to get renewed for season 6, but it won't be sometime until 2019. And it's only going to be like 13 episodes. So maybe they'll do what they did with Person of Interest when they got to season 5. They sort of held back for a while, banged out 13 episodes, and ended the season or the show really badly. Tonight wasn't too bad for an episode. Again, I'm going to probably get quite spoilery because I have to do this, and I got Deadpool I saw today too, so I want to get out a half decent one for that. I will be posting that slightly later. I'll give everybody enough time to go catch that, but I will just do a non-spoiler review of Deadpool 2, which again is falling into my category of not bad, not great, but that's for next time. Don't forget, if you are new here, hit subscribe, hit notifications. Also, there will be no graphics today because I'm going totally live. So we're just guerrilla shooting from the hip and whatever else you want to call it. And yes, we're still dealing with General Talbot being an idiot. He thinks he's going to save the world. He actually has Poppy and Robin with him. And he's trying to make Robin, find out where the rest of gravitonium is so he can suck up more gravitonium so he can be a super duper hero that he thinks he is, even though he's still quite the nutter, as the Brits would say. And that's the main focus of the show. We got to shut down Talbot. And if you saw last week's episode, they only got enough serum to either A, heal Coulson, or take out Talbot. Now, there's a nice twist to that afterwards, which I may not say, so just everybody gets to see it, but I will lead up to some of this. So the way it's working out is basically we're all in one big gang. They're trying to figure out what to do with Coulson. Do we give him the serum? What's going on? And the whole gang is there. And again, everybody is moping and arguing as like you're supposed to be a team, not a collective bunch of people going, well, I don't like you and you suck. Slight hint, though, too, I was surprised the episode did not end in a Infinity War ending. I thought everybody's going to go, and they didn't. And we didn't lose who we thought we lost, but they did recover one of the characters I thought they did lose. I may not say who that is, but it's sort of like when they said, like, oh, yeah, so-and-so, we can go find them. And if you know what I'm saying, then you're like, oh, yeah, the sneaky little buggers. So, yeah, they're trying to figure out what to do with Coulson. And then when finally Coulson does come around and get on his feet, it's just like, or no, actually, he gets up in bed, but barely. He's just like, he's still got the oxygen stuck on his nose. But, yeah, again, Yo-Yo is still the idiot. Mac is still the Bible thumper. Anybody who's religious or whatever, fine. But I find, why do we have to bring some of these things into a show? Surely you have a moral compass, but why does God have to come into it? That's just my opinion. And I've said to my friend, who is actually now, once again, an avid churchgoer, I've said to him like a long time ago, I said, I think I'm a good person. I do unto others and all the things that little book teaches you, but a lot of people I know who do go to church don't. But again, we're digressing. But I feel in most cases, I do a pretty damn good job at being a human most of the time. But I don't have to go to church or believe in all this other stuff. I believe in me. And again, I treat people the way I want to be treated. So if I don't want to be treated like a shit, because I got picked on as a kid, I don't do that to other people. So if I was in some of those situations, it wouldn't be like, well, you know what so-and-so is going to say. It's like, no, what do we do in this situation? Do we, take a life? Do we save a life? What do we do? And then Maxwell, that's what S.h.i.e.l.D. does. Excuse me. So we do get a bit of a thing of like they're going on, and then at the end of it all, Daisy just says, you know what, Coulson put me in charge, but my next command decision is I'm putting Mac in charge because Mac actually is the moral compass despite him going holier than thou a couple of times. So what's the plan, boss? So they figure out a plan. Still got to take out Talbot. Talbot somehow, and again, collateral damage. He crash lands, even though he can fly this thing with his gravitonium powers. He still crashes the spaceship into Chicago. I'm like, why? Just land it like Chicago, I think, has a waterway or something like that. Like crash it near the harbor and fly in the city, not just like boom in the middle of nowhere. And for some reason, there is a couple of deposits of gravitonium in Chicago, which he finds. He can grab some. So we're basically everybody is making their way to Chicago from the lighthouse, and they're going to go beat him up. So the plan is, what are we going to do? Some of the people are staying behind. We got a team in the Zephyr heading out to Chicago. The team is mostly, we got Coulson and Daisy. They fly in with the Zephyr, and the rest of the gang, I think they fly in too. They probably split. Oh, that's right. They got the Zephyr and they got the Quinjet. I forget which one's flying which. And then we got the other team of May, Fitz, Mac, Yo-Yo. They're trying to do damage control. And there's a cool scene where, Talbot's making a wreck of everything, and everybody's down. And one of the cops is about to open up on him, like, put up your hands or whatever, or I'm going to shoot. And then there's a stander by that's actually crouched down behind the cop. It's like, a guy pulls his gun out, and the passerby or the person hiding with the cop, like, you really think that's going to stop that guy? So they're like, no. And then Matt comes over, they're able to tie into all the loudspeakers and cell phones in the area and going like, people of Chicago, hide or whatever. We're S.h.i.e.L.D. and we're going to save the day. Yay, S.h.i.e.L.D. So that was pretty cool. So again, we got the decision to make, like, who's going to get the centipede serum? Like, oh yeah, there was a scene too, which is why I hate Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo was going to, she yo-yoed her powers. She was going to grab the thing, and I have to do this, and I have to save the day. And everybody's like, what are you doing? And again, my dream did not come true. Yo-Yo did not buy it. Neither did Mac. Spoilers. And one of the characters that did buy it, I thought after, what? You took out so-and-so? But then they came back with, that's what I said earlier. They came back with, no, so-and-so is not gone. There is a workaround for that. It's like, oh, yeah. So, but that's the whole thing. Just, and the last bit of advice Coulson gives to Daisy, because Daisy thinks, oh, he took the injection and he's better. And it's like, no, I didn't take the injection. And we don't know where the injection is until later in the story. But what happens is Coulson's advice to Daisy is just basically, he's a military man, talk to Talbot, tell him he's a hero, tell him he's a good soldier, that kind of thing. Don't beat up on him because you think he's an asshole. That's the worst thing you can do. But if you won't stand to reason and you tell him, like, it's his duty to do this, that, and the other thing, and if not, plan B is beat him up, beat the crap out of him, and so he can't get back up again. So that's what we end up having. Daisy does try to appeal to Talbot by saying, you were a hero, you signed up to be a hero. And then there's all the, first responders running around, cops and paramedics and stuff. It's like, look at all these people around you. They're all heroes. They're doing their job. And like, yeah, you know what? That's the story that S.h.i.e.L.D. gave to me and Coulson gave to me. And now you're giving it to me and I'm going to give it to you. And a bit of a fight goes on. Jumping up and down and slamming bodies into the ground and that kind of thing. And then there's a big confrontation where, again, spoilers, Talbot thinks he's going to absorb Daisy in one of the last fights. And then we find out and this is the weird thing too, Coulson did not tell Daisy this because he gave her uniform to say, like, you got to suit up. And supposedly what he did was he actually snuck in the injector for the centipede formula, but stuck it in her gauntlet. And somehow when she's fighting with Talbot and Talbot's about to do a gravitonium boa constrictor move on her and absorb her totally, she's going like, wait a minute, what's this in my glove? Oh, look, it's the centipede serum. And I thought, okay, how did you not feel that in your glove? And like, again, little plot hole. So, and I thought, oh, she's going to inject Talbot and take out Talbot. Like, no, she actually injects herself, which of course soups up her powers, and she's able to break free of Talbot. And again, spoiler, Talbot's about to take a swing at her, and she, I think he's about to come at her, and she slips underneath him and just goes with her quake powers. And I guess because she's augmented with the centipede serum, he gets launched into space, and you see him like Really bad CGI for that, though, too. And you would think, too, if somebody's launched in space, even though he's got gravitonium powers, he should have gone like, poof, because when you're in space, there's no oxygen, nothing, there's no pressure suits. Your head should pop like a pimple and you're dead. But supposedly he's just like floating in space and he's gone. So slowly, everybody gets saved. There was a couple of cool scenes. There was a scene where they're trying to get on board the spaceship to find Polly and Robin. Maxwell, Ripley from Aliens with his, shotgun axe. And they bump into a couple of marauders and save the day. And May comes in and kicks some butt. What else is there? And Deke was helping out a little bit, trying to get the lighthouse on lockdown, like, keep those things and put those things over there and whatever. And I didn't notice it because he did make a comment about he might wink out of existence if they fix this timeline. And the weird thing was when they saved the day and everything got sorted and, they put everything away and they broke out the scotch and everybody got to have a drink and like cheers. I believe there was a room where they went in and I think it was where Deke was hoarding all his stuff. And I remember on the table, it was a quick shot, but it looked like there was the two Leatherman tools, the little fold-out tools. And if you remember from before, Fitz has one, and supposedly Deke has one that he said, he got from his mother. That was from his grandfather. And you find out, and what do you call it? So Fitz would remember he scratched his initials or whatever on it, and Deke said, "Yeah, my grandfather has it." Wait a minute, it's the same ones. We come back to the room. All that's left in the room was the stuff that was, I'm assuming it's the same room. Gemma comes walking into this room, and all that is left is Fitz's Leatherman tool. And so I'm assuming that was Deke's room. So maybe Deke went and the stuff he did is gone, because we don't see Deke for the rest of the episode. So I don't know if he blinked out of existence. And like I said earlier, it was weird too. I thought they were going to do a slight Infinity Wars, because my theory was for the tie-in S.h.i.e.L.D. with Infinity Wars, because somebody had a theory on Infinity Wars that everybody that was left over after Thanos went like this and everybody turned into dust and ashes, is that somebody said, if you notice, all the original Avengers lived. So, there was, Iron Man, because Iron Man's still on Titan, with whoever else was left over there. I think it was Gamora, not Gamora, sorry, Karen Gillan's character. Totally forget her name. Anyway, those two are there, but on Earth, you got Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, Hulk, like, the guys from Avengers 1 movie, the original Avengers, they all live, but everybody else, Black Panther, Falcon, anybody else that was a secondary character after those movies, all gone. Bucky, everybody. So I thought, which would have been cool, if they do the everybody goes into dust thing, that everybody from season 1, so everybody from, Daisy Skye to Coulson to May, Fitzsimmons, that's the original gang. They would stay, and Mac and Yo-Yo would flitter off into dust, and anybody else, like maybe Piper and any other like newer S.h.i.e.L.D. agents that we've never seen, they might have gone, but they didn't do that tie-in, so that was interesting. So there was some loss. There was talk about heroes and not to mourn, and we have to carry on and all this other stuff. And looks like we're going back into space, because they do have the tricked out Zephyr that they used before to go after the spaceship that we saw early, a couple episodes ago. Excuse me. And that's where the team is left. So, and again, another spoiler, because Coulson didn't take the serum, he's still dying. So they actually did take him to Tahiti to retire, and May's going to stay with him. So she said, what's on your bucket list while they're holding hands, which was kind of neat. And you thought something else was going to happen, like, I never did it with an agent before. I mean, they're not going to, because it's more family oriented. You're not going to have anything like that. But May said to him, parasailing. Yeah, I've never done parasailing before. Let's do parasailing. And they leave it there. And then the rest of the gang is in the Space Zephyr, and they're going to fly into space. And I guess we won't find out until whenever next year, 2019, they decide to release season 6. So that's how it went. Again, This episode was more interesting than some of the other previous episodes. Again, we still had some stupidity going on that really bugging me about this show. And we go from there. But if they had actually even they could have even left the episode like this. You know, Coulson is going to retire with May till he's gone. And the gang's going to do something else. And they could have left the show like that, and I would have been happy because, and I don't know if I mentioned it last time before too, but I was watching somebody else talking about the series as a whole, and the ratings have been dipping ever since season 1. So season 1 was here, season 2, season 3, season 4. The ratings have been dropping. I really don't know why this was sticking around. I guess there's still enough ratings to keep it going. There must be enough of a fan base. So we go from there, see what happens. But now we don't have to worry about that because now I've got Westworld to watch, which is, again, kind of iffy. Last episode was pretty good. We'll see what's going to happen this Sunday. I just saw Deadpool review to come. Again, non-spoiler. I don't want to say anything. I may do a spoiler review. I still may do a spoiler Infinity Wars, but right now we're doing Deadpool, and I got too many things on the go right now. What else is coming out? And then we got other movies coming out. We got Solo coming up. I don't know if I'm going to go see Solo or not. Really looking forward to 14 years in the making, Incredibles 2, and Tag, even though it's not sci-fi or stuff I usually like, but that movie looks like a good side movie to go see. Tag with Jeremy Renner, Isa Fisher, and I forget who all the other actors are in it too. And it's about a true story about a bunch of guys who've been playing tag since high school or something. And every year they get together and they still keep playing tag. And the story is that Jeremy Renner's character has never been tagged the whole time. And that's what it is. We're going to get him. So that looks like a cool, funny movie for a change as opposed to a superhero movie and all that good stuff. So, yeah. What did you guys think of the end of season 5? Did you like the finale? Did you not like the finale? My video, did you like it? Did you not like it? Don't forget, if you're new here again, hit subscribe, hit the notification button. I do post on a weekly basis. And as always, we will see you in the next one.